You, Riv, and gentlemen, that was an insane game. We were all back here yelling at the screens during every single fight. Riv was back here yelling with us. I do want to take a moment to just replay that final fight of the game. We're going to pull that up onto your screens because this was just crazy. It was just such an intense, high-octane fight.
We think, we haven't actually seen this since it happened. We think that the Azir ultimate pushed everyone into the Bard ultimate.
Yes.
That's what it looked like. After Smithy was able to smite to get the 5th dragon. So let's just
to deny the 5th dragon.
Watch the glory of this team fight.
So
he didn't get body drop.
So it's a 4-man ulti though.
Step it up.
Good. It's dirty. It's just dirty.
But
what's crazy is how close this fight was, regardless of that fantastic ultimate, right? The fact that Otter and Inox, there wasn't a ton of follow-up necessarily in the fact that
double lift, really important that he had a spell shield right there, because I thought for a second we were going to see like a Vayne crit and double lift is going to be gone. But no, they played as well. And then Afro, even though he died for this, critical slow onto Otter to let everyone else get in range.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Aframu's play was just pretty phenomenal in this game.
That was stellar play.
He's showing you why you don't give him Bard, ultimately.
I said it yesterday after that game. I was like, you probably shouldn't give him Bard after his 5-2 and 16 record on that champion. I was like, ban it away, because it helps CLG at what they're best at, which is rotating.
Yeah, one thing that's kind of cool is there's not too many people that have put the number of games into Bard like Afro, and we're kind of seeing the high skill cap of the champion. And it's like, Bard's the most exciting champion to watch Aframu to play since we've seen Aframu play Morgana and Thresh. Like, it's just another champion he's able to make plays on.
And the thing I love about it, too, is when you watch, like, Lust Boy's Bard, he's really centered on the Qs and lining those up in team fights. And then Afro's all about, like, let's line up the ultimate so we can catch people. I absolutely love that.
Like the little baby magical journey he put into the jungle in that one fight. Like baited two people. So good.
I know, that chase was fabulous. I do love his point of, how they're using Bard, which is to blow flashes, not necessarily for the engage, but hey, let's get these these summoners off of the high priority targets so that when a fight does happen, they can't get away.
Yeah, I was talking about this a lot during the week. I was like, I think Bard Sivir is a really good combo, because if you catch anybody with the ultimate, you're going to run them down with the Sivir ultimate afterwards. And if they blow flashes, you're still going to catch up to them. So that's like a very potent combo that I feel you can't give both pieces to people. It's almost like the old school Ashe Zyra.
Now, lastly, before we move on, I do want to touch on Enemy, because we saw some disappointed faces, some long faces there after a very intense, lengthy game. I do not feel that they should be walking away from this game feeling defeated.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for them. They're now moving to 2-4. So it was kind of a failure of a week, even though they played 2 very close games. So I can understand the disappointment because they were unable to close, in their minds, very winnable games that they could be walking away from this with a few things going the other way at 4-2.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of talent on that team, and that's what they need to take away from it ultimately. But I understand the disappointment.
Yeah, and you heard the praise there from Aframu at the end, saying Enemy definitely a top-tier team. Let's pull up the standings to see where CLG and Team Liquid have finally defended their first-place position. They're followed, of course, by Gravity, Team Dignitas, and TSM, just 1 game back. Impulse drops to 6th, followed by Cloud9 and Enemy in 7th place. And rounding out the standings, we have Team 8 in 9th and TDK in last. Here now, though, we have the 5 players who distinguished themselves in their positions, starting in the top lane with Quas.
Yeah, Quas was an absolute monster this week, setting up whole bunches of kills, and also when he couldn't get an advantage in lane, he's TPing and making the plays.
Yep, and then of course we move into the jungle. We find his teammate there with him, I Will Dominate.
Yeah, I Will Dominate controlled the pace, particularly in that Team Impulse game, which is incredibly difficult to do against them. I Will Dominate's becoming more and more of a leader for this Team Liquid team, who is now tied for 1st place, which puts him on this list.
Now here's one that people may not expect. OP in the mid lane, we've got Inox.
Yeah, you won't expect it, but if you look at his stat lines, 100% kill participation yesterday, and 41% of his team's damage as Echo, a melee carry with a 5-2 and 6 scoreline, and then his Xerath performance today, keeping them in the game with substantial wave clear and good picks and poking people off of objectives. Inox is stepping up as a leader for this team as well, and I want to see more from this guy as the weeks go on, but he had a great performance this week.
On the other side of the map, against him in this game, we saw Doublelift, who is our 80 carry OP of the week.
Yeah, great Ashe game yesterday. Pretty good Sivir game today, mainly just helping CLG rotate faster and faster. Doublelift coming into his own. Again, this split, he's fallen behind, but now getting comfortable in whatever role the team needs him to fulfill, not needing to require ganks in the bottom lane, but still putting up impressive numbers.
Versatility, very important there. And our OP support also claimed the title of most valuable player for Week 3. It's CounterLogic Gaming's Afromu. His Bard play took us on a magical journey this week and showed us why you don't give him that champion.
You just can't give him Bard. Apparently,
we're gonna see it again.
We see it again.
Yes! I want to say 5-man ultimate because who cares about the Johnny getting caught?
That's not how math works. You were so good at math earlier in the day.
Oh, that was that. Yeah, I mean, there in Gravity, that was such a huge turn for them, picking up those 3 kills, and so much of it catalyzed by his play on Bard there. You know, great scorelines. We'll see if teams kind of jump back to the strategy of banning Bard out after this week.
I'm glad we got to see it, though. It was a big treat this week to see Afromu play the Bard.
Yeah. Either way, even if they do start banning out his Bard, it's not like Afromu's not threatening on other supports. I actually hope we get to see a lot of it because there's so many things you have to ban against these guys. And even if it does get banned, it's still good for CLG.
Right. Yeah, we've seen the terror that he can be on many other supports. Now, we'll be back next week with another packed schedule starting on Wednesday with an all-new primetime league. Then on Thursday, the European LCS returns with Giants versus Gambit Gaming. And later in the day, it's the matchup not to be missed when Expeke and Soaz take on their former teammates Yellowstar and Reckless in Origin versus Fnatic. Then on Saturday, we'll pick it back up here in Los Angeles with Team Dignitas versus Impulse. Game 2 pits Team Dragonites against CounterLogic Gaming. After that, it's our game of the week with Team Liquid versus Team Solo Mid. Now for myself and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching and good night.
I think it's pronounced Oregon.